Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws in the building, rocking out. We got Aaron in the building. D out celebrating his birthday. Oh man, shout out to him. Happy birthday to D. Uh
You
damn,
clipping.
I'm getting old, dog. I'm clipping. Hold
Yeah.
on 1 second. We gonna nip that in the bud. I want y'all to hear everything I gotta say today.
It's our own fault though. We ain't get on that campaign because we assumed it was going to be done the way it was supposed to be done.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We back. Okay, yeah. I can't be muted today. What I got to say today, I need everybody to hear. We don't need no discrepancies. First things first, though, we're gonna get into our question of the day. We got the show lineup. You already see what it is from the show lineup. We not playing no games today. We not playing no games. Uh Before I was clipping, shout out to D. Happy birthday to that man. Appreciate him. Don't you know I would have been a thug young out in the streets busting guns if it wasn't for D? Nah, I'm serious, dog. I'd have been trying to rob Pizza Huts, all types of stuff, dog. He saved my life, young. A rack of times, dog. Yeah, I mean more so he saved me from the streets. He saved me from the streets. Cause like when a good dude, if a good dude get done dirty, then the Bama just turn cold hearted, dog. And so I was on the trajectory, but D he came and stepped in, made sure my heart didn't go turn ice cold, dog. I'm just trying to tell you, dog. So shout out to that man. Enjoy your day. Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Wishing you many more. All right, on to our question of the day. Question of the day comes in. It says, my best friend always talks about what are deal breakers in a relationship. He's been in a relationship for over a year and is in love. His girlfriend lied to him about not having done a deal breaker, but she did because they admitted it to me when she was drunk. Do I tell him? Is it not cheating? Oh, it's not cheating, but I know if my friend knew, he'd rethink their relationship. What should I do?
What did she do? That's the question. What was the deal breaker?
I don't know, dog. The youngin say it's not cheating. So, I mean, I don't know. What could that be?
So, is this a deal breaker or something she done before they got together or something she's done since they've been together?
I don't know, dog. I mean,
Because my brain go to one place. So I'm just trying to figure out what else it could possibly be. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's not enough information, dog.
did she need to tell though?
No, you got to mind your business on that.
You got to fall all the way back?
Because if he already like her, he's gonna
You
forgive her. They're
said it
gonna
said
talk
he
about
in
it.
love. It said he in love.
All right, so
So he got
he's
rose
not
colored
going nowhere.
glasses on.
Yeah, they gonna talk about it. He gonna forgive her. He gonna be mad for a week. She gonna do what she gotta do, and then they gonna be back right. And then
Yeah.
you gonna look like the bad guy outside
Yeah,
looking in.
just go ahead and get your Chick-fil-A milkshake and keep it moving, dog. You don't want to get into this.
And he don't want to
And
know.
let if Slim ain't give up the muyaya, the cheeks, then you just got to keep it moving, dog. It
Even
ain't
if
no
she
point you
did,
trying to.
you gotta stay out of that. You gotta stay out of it, dog. It's a fail.
It is a fail, dog. Any way you look at it is a fail. That's why I don't want to know nothing. Don't tell me nothing. Don't show me nothing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it's a fail, dog. I guess it's a fail. Um, so I know this is a story, and shout out my man Grant. He sent me this jump this week. I don't be in the streets, dog. I know this first week you was out in the streets. What you was out there heavy, huh?
Going out to eat. That's about it.
Going
Nothing
out to
too
eat.
heavy.
Okay,
Not the
okay,
street
all right.
streets.
Not the streets. No, the weather was nice. I thought I was like, yeah, I didn't about my Aaron running a mug out here.
I was size. I did go out to eat,
Don't
but
pull out the
I ain't.
cake, dog.
No.
Oh, okay. You can Did you eat indoors?
Yeah, I eat indoors for the first time.
Mask
Dog,
mask off?
mask off.
Oh
I feel like I got the
yeah.
bulletproof vest on since I got the vaccination.
No, son. Yeah, okay. So apparently down in DC, it's a whole bunch of protests going on over some bar called Nelly's. It's a sports bar in DC. They boycotting the junk because I guess apparently over the weekend some girl got dragged down the steps by the security, was mistaken identity. They thought she was somebody else, I guess, causing a ruckus, and then they dragged her out of the joint. And so now, like, it's like the streets is going ham, saying that they don't need to even mess with the Nelly's Jones, always been racist and whatever. And I hate to be like this, young, especially against my own people, dog. But do we got bigger fish to fry, dog, than this bar off the corner?
I mean, just because there might be more important issues doesn't mean you let something slide.
Okay.
And like even since we was like super heavy in the streets back in the early 2000s, all of these little spots been super racist. No T-shirts, no certain stuff that just kind of weed black people out. Even when DC was all black, damn it, before the gentrification took over. So I mean, I'm not shocked. I couldn't watch the video because stuff like that stuff makes me mad. Yeah, it turned into Rosewood. I'd be looking for somebody to get even on. But it's just you can't let them slide just because there's other more important stuff out here going on.
Yeah, facts.
Shut them down.
I don't think shut them down. But it's the thing though. I'm just saying the streets like flooded with people, like they going ham, young. And I'm like, is we going like this for the real issues to go ham? Or is this just they eat this low hanging fruit? So it's like, all right, get them up out of there.
A lot of times, certain situations, I feel like black people feel like they don't have any power. This is one of
Okay.
those situations where I feel like this is an easy W. So,
Okay.
like you saying, in a way, low hanging fruit, but a lot of situations, stuff happen. They don't even know where to go. They don't know where to start because a lot of people don't participate in some of the things that would be able to kind of equalize some of these issues that we find ourselves on the outside looking in, but they don't participate in those things. So it's not a lot they know how to do when certain stuff happens. Stuff like this, you can shut that down easy.
Yeah, dog. I mean, that Jones in the Shaw neighborhood, so it's over there by Howard. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think you can shut it down. Like, I mean, if we stop going and supporting anything, the junk gonna take a hit. That's just automatic.
Make it unsafe. Make people feel like it might be a problem if I go over this joint, even if it's not you patronizing the business. Make them feel like, I don't know, if I come over here, it might be more headache than it's worth. Let's just go to the other spot. I don't feel like dealing
You
with it.
said bring the clappers out?
I'm not even necessarily saying specifically that, but it's the same thing we do to each other. If you got a problem with a dude, well, back in the day, like
It ain't safe.
you can't come around here.
Every time we show up, it's
gonna be a problem every time I see you.
So
So
might as well just keep the doors closed.
just transfer that onto them.
Sell coffee and tea in that joint and keep
Yeah.
them on. I mean, hopefully they able to get. I mean, I know businesses have been hurting over the pandemic, and now it seemed like people just going full, dog. When I saw the video, dog, that junk looked packed like Chuck E. Cheese, young. That junk was out of control packed. I'm like, dog, is this recent or was this like 2018? Because
Bama's is outside. Like I was
Bama's
shocked when I hit back on the scene.
Dog, Bama's is going outside extra. Like they making up for lost time, seriously.
And you got to remember, half of the people never went inside to begin with. So, like, it's a lot of people that just kept moving and shaking like nothing was going on.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at the video. I'm like, dog, this joint looking like H2O back in the day, young Pat.
Forgot about that.
So, I don't know, bro. I'm like, young Bama's is out already. This the first incident. I mean, the thing is too, I don't know how you mistake a youngin, and then that sounds a little fishy to me,
I don't
honestly.
care if it was the youngin. Why are you dragging her down the steps like a rag doll?
Yeah, it's not necessary,
It's
dog.
all goofy, dog.
Yeah, it
They
is.
find a way to handle the people that they can handle that way. That way, certain they wouldn't have tried to drag one of us out the drink like that.
Nah, dog. Nah, it ain't going down like that, champ. So, I mean, yeah, we gonna see what happens, young. We gonna see what happens with the whole Nelly's jump. If they shut the jump down, or if it take a major hit. We gonna see. I'm gonna be watching it. Um, on to the main order of business. Before we get into our NBA playoffs, talk a little NFL, all that other stuff, though. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. I don't have no gear. I couldn't find my Washington Wizards gear to burn that junk, but I was gonna burn it in the house. Matter of fact, I wasn't gonna burn it, dog. I take that back because I just bought this house. I was gonna cut the joint up. I was gonna get the box cutter too, not the scissors. I was gonna get the box cutter, dog. That junk finished. When I find it, it's going in the trash. I'm putting that junk out there right with recycling, not coming back in the house, dog. If these Bammers decide to bring back,
What you mean if? It's a done deal.
see,
Westbrook
see, see,
pleaded, and now
see,
it's
see,
signed,
but this
sealed,
is
and
this
delivered.
this is this is this is problematic because I'm blaming this dude.
Ho ho ho!
This
You
Bama
was
here lied to me.
2 weeks ago. You were rooting for him, Harold. What's going on? This is
Dog,
what
I'm
happens when you
done.
win. This is what happens when you
I'm
make the
done.
playoffs. You get to
I'm
keep your
done.
job.
Cheap Ted can't deal with it no more.
Oh,
Tommy Swellington Shepherd, because that's what he is. The Bama lied to me to my face. I can't do it no more. I cannot support this team in mediocrity. You
but
brought this Bama
y'all
back.
love me. Y'all were rooting. Were you rooting for them to make the playoffs or no?
I was.
So this is so logically make that make sense to me. You want them to have success, which is making the playoffs, but you don't want the coach to reap the benefits of what happens when you have quote unquote success, or at least DC success.
But this is the thing. It was a shortened season. These Bamas fought back. They had a terrible first half of the year. They fought back. They squeaked into the playoffs. They got in. They lost to a depleted 76ers team. And I mean, you can say what you want. Yes, they're a better team, regardless. But if Embiid does not play versus the Hawks is up 3-1. So I just don't know why the Wizards couldn't get W's with Embiid out. I mean, I know last week you was trolling it a little bit. It was entertaining.
I did check the schedule. I ain't see them on there, so I guess I believe you now. They ain't playing.
Okay.
It's crazy to me, but you're right. They out. But I mean, like you said, if they started as terribly as they started, how good of a second half of the season did they have to make the playoff? Like, it's funny when Bama's is trolling me off of something I say way ahead of time. They want to say how much better they are, how good the team is, if Westbrook was healthy, yada yada yada. This is what happens. This is what happens.
I can't get for the life of me, dog. How does Scott Brooks get retained?
They made the playoffs after one of the worst starts in NBA history. If you go look and see the worst starts to make the playoffs,
is that, though? Aaron, the worst start.
They're better. They're better. And Westbrook is the one that pleaded for Scott to keep his job. Dog, this is hilarious. When Bama's get what they asked for, this is like Kirk Cousins all over again.
Dog, this is the thing. Scott Brooks has not done anything to me to say he needs to be retained, dog. You better off letting the Bama who play the buckets outside the stadium on the corner be the head coach than Scott Brooks. This Bama's losing record over the 5 seasons he's been here. Go look it up. It's like he has a 400% winning record here as the head coach during the regular season. And it's like 400 or almost 500 playoff win-loss record. The Bama is the epitome of mediocre. And I'm tired of how, like, it's like they just do this and they don't care, dog. Like fans like me, people who support the team, it's like, oh, now these Bama's is gonna get over it. Like, no, I'm not getting over it. I'm not supporting the team no more. I'm not watching these Bama's on TV. No, I'm not doing none of it. If they on TV, I'm going downstairs in the basement. You see the speakers. I'm making beats. I'm doing everything else but watching these sorry bums. Scott Brooks is. I seen the end of the movie, dog. I've seen the end of the movie. Scott Brooks does not know how to coach basketball, dog. Second halves, third quarters of almost every game, these Bama's take L's and they end up losing third quarters. Westbrook came to the team and hid some of the deficiencies, but late in games, the Bama's he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know how to call plays. He doesn't know how to run sets for the team. The team does not know how to do any of this. The games that they lose because they get out coached. I don't know if Bradley Beal had anything to do with this. I don't know if he said something, was like, young, I want Scott Brooks back, but you can't win here with Scott Brooks. I'm on the outside looking in. And if I was a player and I was sitting in Bradley Beal's shoes, I'm not reing up my contract with the
But look at
Wizards.
Bradley Beal numbers with Scott Brooks. Without him coaching, just rolling the ball out there. He running up numbers, about to get another max deal. So, I mean, depending on how you look at it.
That's a fact. So in that case, the Bama we playing
Westbrook
pickup.
getting his numbers, according to
we
y'all.
playing pickup, and then
Bradley getting his numbers. No development for the young players. That's not a priority. Just let the top flight Bamas just get their numbers. You watched OKC.
Dog, Tommy Swellington Shepherd. He told me just give him some time. Just give him some time. He was gonna get the roster together. Just be patient. I asked a very specific question when we showed up to that meet and greet, Aaron. I asked him, I said, what's the plan with Scott Brooks? That was my question. Well, it's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to evaluate all the positions on the team. We're going to evaluate, including the coach, and we're going to see where we at, when we get to the end of the season. That was last season. Trash. This season was his final year of his contract. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, we at the end. We don't have to deal with it no more. They're going to look into other options. And instead, they follow the number one rule of business. You know what that is, Aaron? Number one rule? How can I get the most for the least? And they're doing that with this franchise, dog. And we are in a quicksand of mediocrity that's not going to stop as long as Scott Brooks is the coach of this team. And everybody gonna sit here, young. I mean, who did you want? Who is they gonna get? You bring any coach in here, they're not gonna be able to change the. No, we talking about respect levels. They don't respect Scott Brooks. You know how, like, when you was a kid, Aaron, and your aunt or somebody from the family would come over the house. For me, it was my brother-in-law. When he would come over the house and he had to watch me, the Bama let me do whatever, young. I watch TV. You know what I'm saying? To midnight, 2 a.m, eat Cheetos, all cookies, whatever I want to do. Bama ain't really tripping off nothing. So when Mom Deuce asked me, well, who you want to watch me? I'll be like, oh, can me and Gene come to the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you get to do what you want to do. And that's what
exactly
they're doing in this situation, dog. They want to
It's not about winning, though.
It's not about winning. But that's the problem with this franchise. The franchise has winning on the lowest of the low. They don't care about winning. And that's problematic to me as a fan, because you want to see your team win. And that's scratched off the table when you bring Scott Brooks back. And I've been saying fire Scott Brooks for the last at least 4 seasons, because the first season I tried to give him a pass and see. And then after I realized the Bama just not capable, I was like, all right, I'm off the train. Let's get somebody else in here. So from year 2.5 to now, all I've been saying is fire Scott Brooks. And these Bammers actually do the opposite. And so that's why we on here talking about it. Because I know my voice ain't that large in the DMV area, but dog, this is egregious. I can't go to work for 5 years and my numbers get worse.
Complexion for the protection. Go look at Eddie Jordan's numbers when he was here.
Is Scott Brooks' numbers better?
Just go look at Eddie Jordan's numbers and he got fired. You don't have the complexion for the protection. This is what happens, and this is why we got a show, because stuff like this constantly. If you go look at Dusty Baker with the Nationals and stuff, you know what I mean? Like these different situations here.
Nobody's going ham either.
Black people are held to a higher standard, and white people can just come around, be mediocre or fail as long as it's just below average, and nobody beats it.
And get a re-up. This Bama's getting a re-up.
It's ridiculous. Ted, can you fire Ted? That's the question. Can the learners go by the Wizards? He's the problem. He can't afford to have two teams, apparently. Because he, like you say, it seems like he tries to spend as little money as possible in building this team. He didn't want to pay for a coach. He didn't want to fire a coach when he should have been fired because he didn't want to pay him to not work. But then he gets to the end of the contract, and because he doesn't want to pay a real head coach to come in, or he doesn't want to pay a real GM to come in and build the team, he just lets everybody keep their job. It's absurd. But they're better.
I cannot understand for the life of me. Like, what is the purpose, though, of owning the franchise and the team? I mean, I take that back. I do understand. It boils all down to the numbers, dog. It's about profit. It's about the business. Honestly, I'm sure Ted is a nice guy, dog. I'm sure he probably just said to himself, you know what? It's kind of hard to win a championship in the NBA. There's a lot of moving parts. You need superstars here. You need a super team. You need X, Y, and Z, this, and that. Man, we're going to get 1-2 stars on the team. You know, do some renovations to the building. Play some hip hop, some go-go, bring some go-go acts in here. You know, and just go ahead and make that money, dog. We're not trying to win a championship. We're not trying to, that's not his goal. That's not his goal. I think when he looked at it from a business standpoint, if we win it, how much more profitable are we going to be? You know, how much money do I have to spend in order to be able to even get close? Is it worth it? We doing pretty good like it is. Let's go ahead and get another star on the team and just paint the picture like they care about building a franchise, when in reality, it has nothing to do with winning. Nothing. I'm convinced. This move right here showed me that, one, Tommy Shepard, this Bama is Ernie 2.0.
Like we said in the beginning, and everybody wanted to argue.
I was trying to give him a pass, dog. I was really trying hard. I was like, you know what? I want to see him assert himself, put his stamp on the team, his moves. And, I'm going to give him an opportunity and a chance. I try to be objective. I try not to be critical, which I know I can be. And this Bama is Ernie Grunfeld 2.0. This is an Ernie Grunfeld type move. I'm done. I'm done, Aaron. I'm not coming back with these Bama's Josh cooking, though. They looking Josh sharp. None of that, dog. I'm not coming back. I'm turning in my pool passes, all that. I'm done. Dog. If they fire Scott Brooks, then we can be back at the negotiating table. But if that Bama's on the team, and if they do a 3-year or 2-year, you see if they do multiple year contract,
they do the secret extensions. You're not even gonna hear about it till he a year and a half into the deal. You know how that go.
I'm done with it. No more. They can't puppeteer me no more, dog. I'm not going for it. I know what it's a jig.
Bezos, you couldn't get the skins from Dan Can you please go make a call to Ted Leonsis and take the Wizards?
These
You cannot afford two
magicians,
teams.
dog. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous. So I'm that's all I'm gonna say on that. I'm done with the Wizards. They done. The Scott Brooks jump was the straw for me. It was the straw. I'm through with him. I'm through with him. NBA, a lot of action was been going on. Kyrie
of injuries all season long, including their stars.
It looked like he came down on that ankle, landing on Giannis's foot.
Yep. So we'll take a quick break and check on Kyrie Irving when we come back.
Yeah, and that's the worst pain you can experience damn near in life.
Is he fit? Are the Nets finished?
Nah, they're not losing to the Bucks.
So I don't know now. No
They don't need
Kyrie,
Kyrie to beat the Bucks.
no Harden. So this jump, we really gonna see what KD at, cause it's all on his shoulders, dog.
Facts.
Him, Joe Harris, Blake Griffin. Sometime his knees a little bit applesauce. Bruce Brown, is that who you want? Like I don't know what they're gonna do, and it seemed like the Milwaukee Bucks is actually trending in a totally opposite direction.
They couldn't have gone further down.
That's a fact. But now it's like life, dog.
I mean, I think
know
they're
what I'm
good. I
saying?
think Harden's gonna miss Game 5. He's not gonna miss Game 6. They trying to play it safe, and I just don't see the Bucks being able to beat them with Harden on the floor. Harden or Irving, like I don't see it. They're not gonna be able to close them out.
So is Irving? I mean, I know both
He's done.
Irving and Harden is out. He's done.
At least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks. That journey has happened to me probably 4 times in my life, and I don't have NBA. I don't have the NBA regiment to get back, so it take me, I think, like 6 weeks. That journey is one of the most gruesome, like non-season ending injuries you can get, because you're not going to be able to. His game is quickness,
you ain't gonna get the strength back in
Yeah,
time to like really be able to like explode and do what you trying to do.
Yeah, unless they give him some of that funny business, that Barry Bonds, there's no way he gonna be back.
Dog, that's what they
weeks.
gave Embiid.
But his game is not quickness. Like, he a big lumbering, you know what I mean? Like, his game is not quickness. The way Kyrie plays, he needs to be able to push off of that ankle and do all these other things. And it's just, how effective is he going to be out there if he can't really be himself?
Yeah. I don't
They're going
know,
to be fine,
man.
though. They're going to be good.
I don't know.
KD, the best player in the world right now. They're going to be fine. He going for 40.
I don't know, Aaron. I don't know if 40 is enough.
What you want, 45? Whatever you need, that's what he's going to give you.
He got to get 45, dog. He need 45. To me, that's the number. That's the magic number. He get 45, they get a W. That's the magic number. Yeah, I just don't know what's going to happen with the Brooklyn Nets, though. I feel like Giannis and them boys, like, this is their chance. Like, they feel like, oh, coming into it, I think in their mind, they were like, yeah, we can't beat these dudes. Now,
they held serve at home, though. So, like, going back to Brooklyn, Steve Nash is going to have to earn his money. I think they'll be fine.
Steve Nash, you putting your trust in Steve Nash?
I don't think we've seen an opportunity yet for him to prove how good or bad of a coach he is, because he got a loaded roster.
Well,
so we're going to find out.
Exhibit A.
Just like we're going to see what KD got.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They can lose. They don't have to win, but it's got to be a game. You can't just go out there and because your player's not there, get blown out and lose by 15 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, the playoffs is tight now. You got 2-2 all across the board except for that Denver and Phoenix jump. Denver and Phoenix, speaking of which, dog, Jokic got ejected from the game in the third quarter for this foul right here. He swung aggressive. Devin Booker jumped out there like he wanted to smoke, but he really didn't.
Yeah, you got to swing if you're going to walk up like that.
Yeah, you can't walk up on a Batman and not
then ask him a question. Why you do that?
Yeah. Then turn your head and swing your head back and forth like, man, I can't believe he did that. Dog, you didn't want that smoke. Plus, I just tell you, like, signs of Bama will like put you in a massive creative chokehold is when they just stare at you like that. Like the way Jokic was staring at the Bama, like, is this what you want to do?
And you got to remember, they one of those
Like,
overseas. They not one of these
dog,
Idaho, Kansas type white boys.
like he's like,
It's
you
different
wanna
over
do
there.
this?
It's different.
You want to do this? I shot missiles as a baby, dog. Stop playing with me out here.
Yeah, it's different
I'm
over
telling you,
there.
it's
Don't
different.
play
You
with
saw
it.
his brothers came out the stands and was like, they was ready to get jiggy with it ASAP. Yeah, dog. Then you had another fight going on in the Suns game when in their elimination game.
Sons
Roddy Pipers
with
gave
the mullet,
that-
pounding that Bama out. Stop it.
gave him the hands.
And he swung
first of all,
first.
first, that's what I'm saying. The Bama tried to be sneaky too. He tried to be sneaky. He like put his put his phone in his pocket, then start swinging on Slim. And then Youngin was like, hold on. And then he gave him uppercuts. It's like, come on, bro. You can't be out here trying to. Then he said sons in four. Like,
With the straight face and the mullet.
oh, dog, so
That
crazy,
wasn't his first
bro.
rodeo, dog.
That wasn't his first rodeo, dog. You better leave Roddy Piper alone. And
You
if
see,
you want to
Devin
initiate
Booker-
it, you got
You see Devin Booker put the tweet out saying he trying to find dude?
what? So he can give him floor seats.
Floor seats or something?
You already know, dog.
Sons in
First
four.
of all, I do gotta acquire respect for him because the Bama swung on him first and had the vantage point, everything. Like, and he had the whole sneak attack
You
type
can't
mode
sneak a
in
Bama
play.
and lose the fight.
You can't sneak a Bama and then be curled in the fetal. Like, so I do have respect for the Bama. Sons in four, dog. I'm gonna start if Bama start acting. If I go out and Bama start acting crazy, I'm gonna just tell them sons in four, so they know what's about to happen.
Sweet.
Dog.
Get him
These
out of
hands, these hands about
I'm definitely
sons
stealing
in four. That's all I'm saying. The Bama's all break. They jump. Hey, dog, you need to calm down. Yeah, what you want? Sons in four. Sons in four. So they know what time it is, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think Jokic should have got kicked out the game for that.
They're
That's
probably trying to set the tone.
but dog, it's the game set. It's an elimination game. You can't kick a Bama out off an elimination, Joe. Especially when like 10 years ago, Bama was getting DDT, Chris Child, dog. The Chris Childs and Kobe Bryant, them Bama still finished the
two-piece.
game out, dog.
It's a
Them
different
Bama's
day,
ain't-
though. You know, everybody's super sensitive. Only hockey can fight. In baseball, I wonder why. But, you know, they try to legislate all that stuff out the game. You can't even get off the bench to save your teammates or you get suspended. It's just the way they police black people is super wild.
Oh, it's crazy, dog. But I guess in their mind, they're like, yeah, somebody will really get seriously hurt if they just let it go wild. Because how the Bama's be in the hockey, don't get it twisted. Them Bama's is tough. And they, they lose a lot of teeth out here swinging and fighting. But, dog, I'm telling you, if Bama's, there's a lot of pump fakers in the league. There's a lot of pump fakers in the league, too.
Fake tough guy.
Yeah, fake tough guy. But there's a couple, though. I'm telling you. Like, who you think the real Bama's that, like, if they square up with you, it's not gonna go the way you wanted to go. Like,
You
in
remember
the league now.
first team all in the league now.
Yeah, in the league now.
I don't
Because
really believe none of these new dudes.
it's a lot of pretenders, dog.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
lot
believe
of
none of these
pretenders.
new dudes.
I feel like what's his name though? Will Barton. He from Baltimore. I think he would really square with a Bama, dog. Like,
Draymond, maybe. He's sorry in basketball, but he there for a reason. I think he could probably whoop on a Bama or two.
okay.
Other than that, like out of the new guys, I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't buy it, dog. A lot of
Carmelo,
pump faking
maybe.
going. He ain't not now, dog. This Bama got kids our age, dog. He ain't that Bama done. He done. All the pump faking out the window with him. I mean, Udonis Haslam, that
Oh yeah,
Bama's
yeah,
still
yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, dog. It ain't a lot of them. That's a fact.
You just gotta go to
That's
each team and who's the sorriest dude on the team. That's probably the dude that's the enforcer.
facts. Facts. Yeah, if you got a Bama on the squad,
That can't get a bucket. That's the dude with the hands.
you think Dre all bark, Chris? I don't know. I don't know. Bammers don't seem to really pump fake with him though like that. So in my mind, if Bammers don't really pump fake with you like that, they kind of know, or they have an idea, or they heard stories.
And he's sorry. He can't score. A Bama that can't score, I believe they got hands every time. Why else have him on the team?
Facts. Yeah. So I mean, you got the 2-2. We said you still holding on to Brooklyn. I got Milwaukee. I think they see life and they energize. Atlanta and Philly is interesting, dog, because Atlanta won last night. Embiid looks hobbled. Left the game for a period, for some time. Yesterday before halftime, came back after halftime. Just didn't look himself. I mean, he still played, and he finished the game. Excuse me, had some good plays, but overall, if he's not 100%, I feel like he got to be 100% to get to win this one. 80% ain't enough. You got who you got? You still got Philly?
Yeah, I still got Philly.
Yeah, I like Atlanta, dog. I like what Trey Young is doing. I think he has the Steph Curry effect, where he can like kind of elevate his team. The Bama had like 18 assists on night, something crazy last night. So he can beat you, every way.
I like Trey Young a lot, and I think he's really good, but it's so hard for a small guard to dominate a game and to will a team to win that's another thing with Chris Paul. Like, as great as people say he is, you cannot dominate a game when you got all of these 6'8", 6'9" guys with the ball in their hand. It's physically impossible. So as good as he is, I don't think he can force W's on Philly if you can get an 85% Embiid, if Ben Simmons can give you 15 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need 85% Embiid. They even have a chance. Anything lower than 80 is you can cancel that.
Yeah, and Trey got to be off the charts every night for them to even have a chance. So it's just, I still got Philly until I see different.
All right, 2-2.
Still got that other team too.
Utah and the Clippers.
Clippers lock.
Clippers making their way. Looks like they on track to get this series. Utah has a little bit of life left. I mean, I know it's 2-2, but
They finished.
just the dog Kawhi, dog, he looking like they put the software update in his system. The Bama's doing everything. So I think it just makes sense for the Clippers to make it out of this series, face the Phoenix Suns. You got who you got in that series, the Suns or the Clippers?
Clippers.
Yeah,
Clippers going to the chip.
Okay.
And if the Nets find a way to lose, or Harden and Irving don't get back, then Clippers gonna win a chip.
Okay. Yeah, we gonna see. We're gonna see for sure. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. On to some NFL. We have Jamal Adams look like he not showing up. Is this the end of the train for Jamal Adams and his time in Seattle?
I think when they traded for him, they knew he had an issue with his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming when they made the deal, they talked to him, was like, okay, we're gonna get this worked out. And apparently it hasn't gotten itself worked out. So, they're one of those teams that try to dig in and be super old school and act like, oh, we don't negotiate with, like, you know what I mean, certain things.
They
And-
did with Russell
Right.
after a struggle.
So, I mean, they still got a lot of time until training camp comes, but we'll see.
Do you need Jamal Adams on that roster?
I don't know that you necessarily need any strong safety, but he definitely helps the defense. He's definitely a tone setter. You notice him when he's on the field. He's a good football player. So you need as many good football players as you can get, especially you're not coming off a championship. You're not that good to where you can just start picking out play. Oh, we don't really need him, even though he's better than most of the other players at his position. So you don't want to play that game.
You do not want to play that game. I mean, yeah, we've seen Seattle, try to act like it's 1965 and strong arm the players and not give extensions, let players go, and let Earl Thomas go. And I mean, he ain't been able to bounce back since. So, I mean, were they right? I mean, Pete Carroll ain't getting no younger, so I'm pretty sure they trying to get it done sooner than later. But yeah, I don't know. Dog, you know what I was thinking about the other day? We ain't heard nothing
From who? From
about
Washington?
Deshaun. Nah.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to hit nothing until 2022. We talked about that.
Dog, he's playing, bro.
What we got on it?
We got wings on it
Oh,
already.
it's already set?
He's gone.
We got to keep a ledger
Yeah.
on this joint. A public ledger.
We definitely do. Yeah, dog, we got wings on it. He's going to play this year. Y'all say he's not going to play no games. I say he's going to play maybe not all the games, but he's going to play this year. Y'all
He won't
say
play
this
half
is
the game.
Half?
Yeah.
He'll
He's not
play.
playing
Well,
none. I'm sticking to what I said. He ain't playing none.
Nah, he going to play, dog. He going to play. It's been eerily quiet. Eerily.
But that's by design.
Mini camps all across the board. You
Was he
hearing
at
players
minicamp?
and
He wasn't at minicamp. Was he?
I don't know if he was or not.
You would have heard it. Because it would have
I'm
been
gonna
the
have to look it
floodgates
up.
would have opened.
Really?
With youngins saying you don't care
Houston.
about women and all this other stuff. Dog, you know if they would have let that Bama show up, it would have been all across the headline. You know how the youngins that don't even watch sports are.
I mean, NFL would have took that jump. Unless they were instructed not to.
You don't remember when Mike Vick got out of jail and served his time and tried to play it? They was over there during protesting over dogs. What you think they're gonna do if they say this Bam out here strong arming the you know what?
But we ain't got no hardcore evidence though of that. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no.
That's a PR hit the NFL can't take right now. Even if Houston was dumb enough to try to trot him out there, I feel like the NFL will put him on that list that they put people on where they don't want to pay him, but they're not suspending them yet. The joint they had AB on, the commissioner's list.
But they ain't put him on that either.
Because they don't have to yet. That's a way to also be quieter. They might even be talking to him behind the scenes like, hey, don't show up yet. We got to, you know what I mean, let this stuff shake out the way it's got to shake out. But if you put him on the list, that's a conversation and a distraction that you have to have where if he doesn't show up and you don't put him on the list, you don't have to really talk about it right now.
So again, that leads me to believe that they're planning to let him play.
I can't wait.
Can
we double it?
Because real talk, think about it, Aaron. Real talk. You the commissioner, right? You hear one of your players or one of the players on the team got involved in some funny business, right? But it's a bad, terrible PR hit, right? You're not going to be like, well, we just put them on a list. And then when the situation clears itself out, then we'll pull them off the list.
So put me in a white body for a second, because what Aaron would do is completely different from what the business side would do. Like,
okay,
if I'm one of them and I'm just worried about the money, I don't really care about the situation. I just want to do what's best for the league. I'm going to do exactly what's going on now and not do anything. I'm gonna hit his attorney and be like, hey, we're gonna have to figure something out because Sean doesn't want the distraction that's gonna come with just showing up to camp. He doesn't want that either. He has this had this golden boy reputation. It's a lot that everybody has to figure out. It's not like if this was like an AB rumor, the Bama could just show up in this business as usual. Everybody don't like him. You know what kind of energy everybody's going to have towards him. When it comes to Deshaun, it's going to be a delicate situation for him included, because let's say hypothetically he ends up being found not guilty and it is a scam that the owner and that these youngins are pulling on him. He's never going to be seen the way he was before. So there's a lot of things that have to take place, a lot of moving parts, and I don't think just showing up and pretending like nothing happened is the answer for anybody. You underestimating how these people going to act. I hope almost for a second that you're right, so just so you can see the uproar and how crazy it's going to get if this Bama just show up and they let them play.
But that's the thing. You already know how it go. They don't just go from 0 to 100. They take baby steps. They like feed a little bit at a time to see how palatable these decisions will be. Feed out like a news story or something like that to kind of see what kind of talk it generates. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, like, if there's a report that like Deshaun was in the building or was at the facility doing non-contact stuff. Because training camp right here, right around the corner, dog. It's about to get cracking.
Not for him. I'm telling you, there's no way.
Chris said he not starting week 1.
That's a fact. That's 100% fact. It's no way in hell. If they do that, we gonna give away a car on the show.
Dog,
it ain't gonna be nothing crazy. It ain't gonna be no Benz or nothing. We might give them a Corolla or a Camry or something like that.
I need a car.
It's no way.
Get that joke to me. If he play, hold on. If he play, I get the car. Bump that. Now I'm about to go to Meineke now to get my Joe. Joe's starting to act a little funny.
I'm about to sell the truck.
Dog, I can't afford that truck, dog. Gas costs $2,000 to fill that joint up. I can't fade that.
Facts. That joint is a headache.
Yeah, man, I can't fade that. Speaking of gas, you going to see the Too Fast, Too Furious 21?
I ain't seen it since the one with Eva Mendes in the joint. That's the last one I saw, and I think that was like part 2.
Yeah, I can't. They milking the franchise. You know they got another Purge joint coming out too. Like, come on, dog. These Bama's just gonna keep recycling the whole joint over and over and over again.
I haven't seen any of the Purge movies.
Dog, them Jones, all right. It's a little gruesome, but Watson don't even want to play for Houston. He
Facts.
don't. But
we didn't even talk about that part. Like, he gonna force his way to show up for a team he don't want to play for.
No,
anyway.
at this point, dog, if Houston will take him, he better. First of all, Houston might be the best move because nobody really care what's going on over there. That's what I'm saying. When you trash, you can kind of. Bama's is gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You think every Houston Texan fan gonna be like, dog, the Bama ain't really strong armor for real. Like,
but you guilty if you show up. If you really innocent and you didn't hear me out. Okay. If you're an innocent man, right? Mm-hmm. And you go and talk to your boss like, I need a raise. I've been here 2-3 years. I've been performing better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. I need a raise. Your boss like, nah. So then you come in with the offer from another company, right? Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden a story come out. Local man touching butts and such and such and such, and all these stories come out, and you innocent, right? Uh-huh. You automatically going to know where that came from. You're going to attribute that to the person who didn't want you going to the other side.
Yeah.
So if you show back up to work for that same person that pulled this move to ruin your life, what does that say to you? If a Bama pull that move on you, you guilty. I can never ever go to it. Dog, if he innocent, it's no way. It's even worse than before. It's no way, dog. It's no way. 0% chance.
First of all, they the Bama's who put the hit out on you.
Facts.
You know they tried to kill you, and then you go back.
And then you go right back with him. Stop. It's no way.
Yeah, you guilty then. We know for a fact you guilty. You know for a fact. Yeah. That's the giveaway.
You already knew them Bama's was shicey. That's why you wanted to leave.
Bama don't have a choice, real talk.
Retire. They're going to have to I told you the little retirement move you could pull where they have to handle that salary if you decide to show up last minute. So if
What?
you
No,
really
hold
not
on,
gonna
hold on,
play
hold
for
on.
them,
Talk to me. I don't know this story. What can he do?
they have to do something with that salary. So when you retire, part of that salary comes off the books. And so they'll have to do something else with that money. Depending on how close they are to the salary cap, you can play the game where you act like you retire and just don't put the paperwork in yet and let them try to figure stuff out. And then you retire and try to come back. They still have your rights. If they want to still control you, they have to clear up that salary space to be able to handle you. Now, they super garbage, so I don't know where they are on the salary cap list, but that's
They
exactly
not.
what I would do.
Yeah, their salary cap, Jonas, is
That's the
stretched.
same thing I was saying Aaron Rodgers probably would do.
That's a power move, but that's risky though, dog.
I feel like going and playing for Houston is more risky. Like, they already shown they don't have your best interest at heart. It's no way I could
They
go
gonna
back
let
to that
your
building.
head get skedaddled.
Yeah, and they trash. I can see if it was Green Bay where you going back to a good team and you going to have a chance to win. Every time you go out there and put up a 4-win season, they going to say Deshaun's not a winner. They're not going to say the owner's trash. They're not going to say the GM's trash. They're not going to say it's no help around him. They're going to say he's not a winner.
Facts.
And he's a rapist. So, like, it just, dog, it's a fail. Go home, kick your legs up.
Yeah,
Can't show
you're
up.
right. You're right, dog. Adam Gase says that Andy Dalton gonna be the starter for week 1. Is he gassing?
I think they have to say that, and I also think he should be the starter for week 1. It goes back to the offense that Ohio State runs. They're not running necessarily NFL-ready offense for the quarterbacks. So it's going to take time. And even though I think we both were excited to see Justin Fields end up with Nagy, because I think he'll figure out a way to use him better than most of the coaches in the league would, I don't think he's going to be necessarily ready for week 1. It's just a lot. Okay. You got to start taking balls from under center. It's a lot of different things you have to learn. And the playbook at the same time. I just think it makes more sense to start Andy Dalton. And then when you feel like he's ready, put him. Even if let's say he's ready week 1, and you put facts, Chris. Adam Gase should not have a job. I was kind of shocked. This Bama was still in the league myself. But even if he's ready week 1 and you start Dalton, it doesn't hurt his development in any way to let him watch, even if it's for 2 weeks, 4 weeks to the bye week. I think you just got to – your job is already on the line. You got to handle this situation very delicately because it's the last chance you're going to get in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah, you definitely slow walk the process, though. You definitely got to slow walk the process. Because if you rush him out there, which we know in some of these big cities, that pressure, it get them every time, dog. It's like they try to go with their plan, and then it's like you get a game where the Bama throw 3 picks. You lose by 21, you know what I'm saying? And then the fan base going ham. And then you got this weapon. That's not ready, but the pressure, it happened here, dog, with Dwayne Haskins. The Bama will say what they want. They'll say he trash. He was never good. Woo, 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 woo. But it's like it was pressure to put him out there and for him to perform at a certain level.
I think with the roster Chicago has, though, it's a glaring difference between that and D.C. Andy Dalton is not a great quarterback, but I think he's a sufficient NFL quarterback. He's a C-, I think, caliber quarterback. So I think he can go out. He's way better than Trubisky. Let's start there. So I think
way
you can
better?
try significantly. Trubisky's one of the worst.
So this is the thing. I think Trubisky, he's definitely not somebody you want to like put the franchise behind. Okay. I'm not saying that. But the Bama's had flashes at times where he's played admirably.
So that's even a bigger indictment to me if you see flashes from a guy that's been in the league. So what you know is it's not the playbook because he's been in the same place for all this time. It's not getting acclimated to the league because you've been in the league. Why are you just having flashes and not consistently performing? Mm-hmm. That's more of an indictment on a person to me than somebody who's just showing up and you see he has talent and you're just waiting for it to kick in. Mm-hmm. You can't run your whole playbook with Trubisky. You can at minimum do that with Dalton. Mm-hmm. He can't throw the football. Not accurately.
Yeah. So in that equation, when do you think we'll see Justin Fields? Do we see him 6 games into this season? I mean, Nagy's running out of time, dog. We'd already just scratched him off, Bama some trash, how he got a coaching job. I just don't know how long he can, you know?
I think this is definitely his last year. But I think with the roster that Chicago has, I think Andy Dalton can play 500 football, which is enough to keep Justin Fields off the field at least until the bye week.
Mhm.
Assuming that the bye week is, let's say, like halfway through the season.
If
Even
I'm
then,
Nagy,
go ahead.
Justin Fields is my ticket.
He
He's
also
my
buys you
ticket.
more time. Let's say hypothetically, right? You first of all, we talked about this when they let Jay stay on an extra year and drafted Haskins.
Mhm.
You do not draft a quarterback if you have a coach that's like a lame duck coach that you're not sure you're going to bring back, because you automatically put that quarterback in two different offenses off the break, especially because the head coach is the offensive head coach. So that to me says that the owners are at least open to Nagy coming back or don't feel like he was the issue. That GM is the one that forced that Trubisky pick.
Mhm.
He's the one whose job should be on the line. So if they can play 500-ish football halfway through the season and then get Justin Fields far enough along to where you bring him in and you see that flash where it's like, oh, this guy can play. If you give him another off season to be able to have 2 off seasons in this offense and kind of get acclimated to being in the league, by next year they should be able to hit the ground running. If you can at least get to that point, I think Nagy will be fine to be able to come back. But if you throw him out there week 1 and he's not ready, and you see like it looked like the world's blowing up,
All the wheels gonna come off that
yeah,
whole.
then
Yeah,
everybody's gone.
you're out of here. Um, yeah, that sounds like. But you know that pressure, dog. Nagy gonna be like
I
after
think
week
Nagy's a good
one.
coach, dog. I think he's a good coach,
I do
especially
too.
offensive. So I think they'll be fine.
I think he's a better coordinator.
That's possible.
I wouldn't say head coach.
I don't want to judge him because I could see the GM having his hand in a lot of stuff that was going on in the last 3 years to save his ass for moving up to 2 to take Trubisky when you had Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson on the board. I saw a lot of like, we always talk about the little slick kind of moves they do to kind of try to, their ego kicks in and they try to reassert like, I'm right. They never want to be like, you know what, I was wrong, let's cut bait. They're constantly trying to prove, oh, I was right. Even though I was wrong, I was right because I could have been, you know what I mean? It's just, you could see a lot of that going on. And I could also tell he was playing a player that he did not want to play, at least the last 2 years. And I know for a fact that it might not have been last year, but I think the year before he was forced to play Trubisky when he didn't want to play him going into the season.
Yeah, the Bama went to what's his name? Nick Foles early.
Right.
He pulled the plug on him.
So I don't put all of what's happened in Chicago or the lack of what's happened on Nagy. I believe 100% that the GM had a big hand in that, trying to prove he wasn't wrong with drafting Trubisky.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Ah, that's all we got for today. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Share the content. Shout out my man D, his birthday. I don't know how old the Bama's he 40 something.
42?
Yeah, he getting up there, bro. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out. Sorry, your Denver Nuggets got swept. I'm sorry they got swept. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Lance J Radio, Free Agent Radio. Shout out to Kicking It with G Man. Shout out to Ben Knows Best. Shout out to everybody who follow us and rock with us heavy. And we out.